Do you remember the old school game Battlezone? I've got here. This is just a copy. Somebody took a video of a version being played. Now what I'm doing is I'm actually in the process of doing a full conversion of this, or I should say conversion, just basically recreating it, cloning it, I guess you could say, leveraging C and C++. And I'm doing it to actually increase my OpenGL skills, my understanding of 3D mathematics and vector-based math, and also game design, you name it. And it's a wonderful trial. I have a template and can actually use it. So if you can tell, here's the code that I've got so far. I've been putting, basically piecing things together. For instance, drawing a reticle here. See, for the little heads-up display, if you take a look at it, this is the reticle. Here's basically, I call this the heads-up display. And back there is the mountains, and that's the horizon there. And we've got a whole bunch of shapes in here too, so these things right here. So what I've done is I've created by hand just basically vertices for the reticle, saying where the position is in three-dimensional space. And in addition to that, I've also got the horizon and mountains, which is what I'm currently working on. And I came across an issue that I found, that the three-dimensional math and drawing the mountains is a little bit trickier than the way I anticipated it. And here's the radar, and the same thing. I'm having all kinds of problems just basically doing a conversion. It's just like, what the hell were they thinking is one of the questions, and how did they do that? So I'm just finding it really interesting, actually, to get inside the mind of, not necessarily inside the mind, but understand it. Here's where I draw the shapes, and I create the shapes. There's 3 different kinds of shapes here. So here's the pyramid right there. And it's all basically, again, vector-based vertexes. And right there that's for the cube, and that's for the half-height cube, which are quite common. And here I actually do create a random shape, so I can adjust the quantity all I want to right there. And here's where I actually do the draw of the frame. And as you can see, I'm doing the draw reticle, the draw horizon and mountains, and the radar right there based on the current time, so I can actually slow and speed that up. And I'm drawing the shapes. But I wanted to show you some of the problems I'm already having with this. So I'm just going to run this. This is all done in C and C++ right now. Right now, not moving. It looks decent, right? And I've got a joystick function that I've actually hooked up to my joystick here. You can see it. And I can move around, and things are working fine. It took a lot to get the horizon and the shapes to move at a different rate as the reticle and the heads-up display. But if you take a look at the radar up above, it's starting to get funky. And then once you start getting into looking at the mountain in the background, the solitary mountain, that's actually where I thought, hey, I'm just going to make a video. I don't have collision detection on yet to be able to say, hey, when I run into this, it's going to make a sound. I might be close to that stage yet for development. So this is giving me some newfound appreciation for some of those old school games. And I just wanted to do this, what I thought would be a basic one, and I'm finding out it's all but that. And there's a little problem right there with my distance, so those things shouldn't be above the horizon, so another problem just discovered right there. But there's some of my half guides cubes and my regular cubes, and I probably got a little bit too much in here. But that mountain is giving me fits, and so is the radar right now. So if you could take a look at the radar, it should be going around in a little, just clockwise direction. Basically paces once every 2 seconds, or once every 2 seconds it will actually do a full revolution, but it's not working like it should right now. And that mountain, the problem is, if you look at it, it starts dipping below the horizon. You start to realize, man, this is a little bit more complex than I anticipated to begin with. So it's just a wonderful exercise to understand perspective and you know, how to actually maintain like a horizon line like that. That's just a single line that goes across. It's not actually a circle or anything like that, which might have been easier, but I was getting a problem with the Battlezone itself. The original Battlezone is there's no indication of there being any curvature whatsoever to that horizon line. So take a look. Here's the original copy of the original screen, and that horizon line goes straight across, no matter which way you look at it. You can look at it here. Here's another screenshot of it as well. And closer up to the moon, it doesn't bend at all. So I've just been having I mean, it's been interesting and definitely a learning experience messing around and just trying to recreate Atari's Battlezone, understanding three-dimensional graphics and everything. I just thought I'd share. And also have the chance to play with OBS here a little bit too.